Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies, as Florent LaBelle stepped in it, right royally, as he claimed that the statue that was in the room at the murder was one of an inspiring symbol, and not that of the broken cup handless one that we know the murder weapon was to be. If he saw it, he'd have to have seen it before it was used as a weapon, which very much plants LaBelle as a possible suspect murderer. Time to solidify it in court. Something the matter? So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? Justice Dono, explain yourself and make it quick. This statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling it out. Ugh. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside that locked room. But Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it wants to look like. So, Miss LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the room where the alderman was murdered before it was broken. How dare you! Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes. Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby. Ah! Order! Order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense? How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo! This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico! We've got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it. Silence. Oh, come on. Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer. Objection! What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight. Silence. Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo. Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Cuby told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine. Objection! Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that. Silence. Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has? Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp's statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else. Oh, dang it. The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room. Well, it was behind the screen, he could have been, like he said. No! I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your boldness? It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed. Objection! Silence. Oh, come on. I'm allowed to speak too. You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono. Your boldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma. Okay. Okay. Caw. It would seem that my time is at hand. Mayor Tenma? Counselor, there is a matter to which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces. Counselor? Oh right, he must be me. Has he finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head? Bailiff, don't just stand there. Seize him. It's no good. I can't restrain him. Caw. Know me and despair. For I am Tenma Taro, demon lord of the yokai. Mr. Justice, do something. Since when am I responsible for court security? Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him. Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. When you put it that way. Still, I believe testimony by yokai is unprecedented in the legal world. We've had parrots. Unprecedented in absurdity, more like. Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma. Or should I say, Mr. Tenma Taro. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall. Caw. It's brilliant ham acting. Beautiful. Right, the ruler of demonkind is the testimony. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenma Taro, ruler of demonkind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. And so is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes, indeed, all was in darkness. And the part about Tenma Taro and the nine-tailed fox being there? Yes, that too! Tenma Taro towered overhead and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold. Nah, I call animal abuse, Your Honor! Abuse by animal, you mean? It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half-dreamt, that happening lingers in his mind. Apollo, maybe I can help here. Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. Again. And so opens the Mood Matrix. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenma Taro, ruler of demonkind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed... Why are you happy about that? The nine-tailed fox. Well, we know that's the first thing. It sounds like the mayor saw the same thing as what's shown on that scroll. What's with those Tenmas and their yokai vision? I think it's sweet how father and daughter can share something like that. I don't think a shared nightmare really qualifies as sweet. Anyway, all I need to do is point out an unnatural reaction like last time. Right, look for places where an emotion conflicts with the testimony. That conflict usually indicates a thought or emotion that is being suppressed. Right, we know what we're aiming at then. It's the last statement. He's happy that the fox appears. When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well. A joy. Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light! On reflection, it was a door that had produced that infernal racket. A creaking door? You mean like the Forbidden Chamber door? Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenma Taro towering overhead, which means he was in the room. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? Right, the Forbidden Chamber. Of course.
Take that!
The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur? Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tenma Taro you saw? Likely the Forbidden Chamber's statue. Why, yes. That would explain it. The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp. It's a really good statue, though. Really good chamber. But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things. Just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo! It's entirely possible. In a groggy dream-like state, people can misremember things and events. Like being hit over the head. Misremember, you say? Let me think. Ah! I do believe I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was... the Amazing Nine-Tails! What? The Amazing Nine-Tails? Do you mean... Rex Cuby, then? So you're still alive at this point? At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the Amazing Nine-Tails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door! 60%. I'm sorry I asked. The Amazing Nine-Tails? But that was the victim, Alderman Kyubi, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, this is a completely new information. Let me enter it and run an update. I think I see what would be going on here. Right, barely conscious was Damien there in the Forbidden Chamber. Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tenma Taro loomed overhead. Suddenly the door did open and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. Makes sense he'd be happy there, to be honest. The Amazing Nine-Tails had come to the rescue. Why is he sad again? He's happy before, but now he's not, so something's up there. Can I pinpoint right away? I think it's the sadness.
Got it!
When the Amazing Nine-Tails opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did inexplicitly wash over me. Right, well, let's noise level down even further. A cape of red? Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why indeed? What could this mean? I guess his memory's still a little spotty. I know, because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yes, one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Oh, so it's basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. So the problem here is the red cape. So let's move on to that statement, which we've heard before. It is this cape. What we're presenting against is the fact that he's sad because... Is it not an impostor? Because it's shown us the picture of the Amazing Ninetales. And the Amazing Ninetales does not wear a cape. But that said, he may not just wear a cape for wrestling. Because, you know, it might be like planes, you know. He sucks into the turbines, you know, that kind of thing. Might be that. So I'm going to present it. The Amazing Ninetales Glossy. The Amazing Ninetales doesn't wear a cape, so things were missing in that vision.
Objection!
You said the Amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that? Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... Mayor Tenma. Does this cape look red to you? Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my as-yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the Amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red. Basically, that's when you got hit. So you got drugged, moved into the room. The killing happened. You then got opened up. You were probably surprisingly awake. You got hit. Moved to the chair. And at that point, a certain mask was chucked out the window. If I had to postulate a situation at this point, and how certain evidence comes full circle. So you mistook that red something for his cape, huh? Apparently so, and remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me. So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the Amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? Huh. I know. Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Oh, we're actually looking for a specific red thing rather than the blood? Was it that? Uh-oh. I'm not quite sure what to present. I mean, technically, I think it was the weapon based on the fact that it was blood down the eyes, but it could also be just the blood of Rex QB. You focusing on what's behind him? I'm actually completely unsure. It's one of these two, I reckon. So let's go with the blood that had already happened.
Take that!
Ah, that's my first fail. Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be Mr. Tenma that what you saw was the alderman's blood? Blood? Why, yes! It was blood! Oh no, we were right. The music didn't have to stop this time. It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying beneath the Amazing Ninetales. The alderman's bloody body! Ah! Oh yeah, because it was on the table, so it'd be elevated. Like, oh, that's very artistic. And that's the noise level got rid of. Bye bye. His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does this mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman QB? But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first. Basically, we just need to ask Florent LaBelle if he's got a ripping board. Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence!
Oh, come on. Hoy, don't you think this strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said naught about seeing the Amazing Ninetales there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Juicy didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? I don't think I can. But to be honest, it's usually the point where we bluff it through. Bluffing it through usually works. Yes, of course. I can explain it, because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation. So let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see her father, Mayor Tenma, and the victim? A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for us? Disguises? He tailored the suit? Sadly, you would be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, oh god, why did she do that? Because he has special hair dye stuff that works on a day and washes off. Oh my god, he did disguise himself. Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for questions is over. A defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has in fact misremembered the event, what could have made her do so? I think maybe LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. No. Jinxie was confused? Oh, not Tenma Taro, Tenma Damien. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it? Oh, right, balls. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? I think I'll pass. Ah! Ah! What? Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments. What's even left for me to do? Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down? Huh. He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. Okay. A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important than the life itself. Why does it seem like I failed there, but I'm still going along the right path? What about the fact that it was the amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? Ah! We got it all backwards! Apollo? I think we might have made a huge mistake. Your boldness, I see no need to further indulge in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did and they never will. And it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
I do have proof. Do you now? Alright. Well, this better be good, Mr. Justice. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. You mean he was the... what? This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. The mask. But it says white hair was inside. Oh well, that is what we're going for. Ah! What an absolute claptrap! Poppycock! Boulderdash! We thought the alderman was the amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Ninetales Vale. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro at all. He was the amazing Ninetales. What's this? You'd best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales. But she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
Silence.
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. A little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence.
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, which of course he made, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. So the white hair was found because he thought it was Rex. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then... the person who said, "I killed Alderman QB" was... yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence.
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection!
No, you twisted samurai. This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber. So he could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... right, it was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenma Taro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. Lavelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox chamber.
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox chamber, Mr. Lavelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence.
For this absurd theory to work, it requires the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. However,
He was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection!
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he'd openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetales.
Hurrah! This is madness! No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot!
No one except a killer as insane as his plot. And I say, Florent Labelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am!
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinx will be safe just as soon as Mr. Labelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
I...